Hey there, I'm Adele, and this is my first blog post for the blog Hands-On Resolution. And just to kind of explain what this blog is going to be about, you can always go on the website and read about it. But for a quick thing, just every weekend, I'm going to be making or doing something with my hands, separate, without technology. And it's just kind of a way for me to separate myself from the digital world and to learn some new skills and do some new things that maybe I haven't tried before. It will be for almost every weekend of the school year, and yeah. Some kind of rules though is that I might repeat things. It might not be something different every day. So like today I'm going to be doing punch embroidery. I might do that again. I don't know, probably not, because I don't really have access to a ton of embroidery wheels, but who knows? I might cook for multiple weekends in a row, stuff like that. Or find a recipe that I really like, or find a project I really like. But yeah, basically, it's just doing something every weekend that's separate from technology. And yeah, so today we're doing punch embroidery, and I've got a couple things here to help with that. I've drawn it out like this flower thing. I don't know, I've got a couple different color threads. We have my punch embroidery. It's not really a hook. I don't know what it's called. We're gonna call it a hook. And a threader. Threader. And yeah, if you want to learn more about me or the project, you know, it's on the website. But other than that, I think we're just going to dive right in and start. So I have done punch embroidery once before. I made this buddy, little pumpkin, for the fall season. But yeah. And so yeah, if you want to buy a kit, it's called, the kit that I'm using right now, it's from Plum Diddle Handmade. I don't know, you can buy punch embroidery pieces, buy kits. I actually got this kit at the Pinners Conference last week in the California, was it Pomona Fairgrounds, that one. Yeah, so basically we're just gonna start. So first off, how we're going to thread this is you're gonna take your thready thing and your needle thing, and there's a hole there and it goes all the way through. And you're just gonna stick it through. Let's see if it'll go easy. There we go. Stick it through. And then you're going to take your first color, which we're going to do the green stem on this. And you're just going to kind of pull it through. Perfect. And now there's another little hole in the back of the hook, and we're just going to stick this through. Perfect. Nope, come on. Stick this through and rehook that through and just pull it through that hole. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Pull it down to a reasonable length. And now you're going to hold this like a pencil, and the open part of your hook, it has to be facing the direction that you want your next stitch to go in. And we're going to be following this design on the back. And yeah. And then how we're going to do this is I'm going to do a couple of the, a couple of the stitches, and then we'll time lapse it, and then when I have to change colors and so what. So this isn't like a 30-minute long video. So yeah. But yeah, so basically how this works is you've got your colors here, and I'm going to be starting down at the bottom there. And you just, for the first one, you just punch it through, and you take your needle and you make sure all of it goes down so that the wood is touching. and then you pull it back out, but you don't pull very far. You keep the tip of your hook just like grazing the top of this so that you don't pull out the stitch you just made. And so we're going to do so. And yeah, so we've just made our first stitch, and we're just going to kind of keep doing that over and over and over again. And we've already started getting like this line going. It'll look a little bit messy at first, and then it'll kind of come together. But yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. So I took mine and I went over the leaf design twice because for me personally, I like the fluffier, thicker kind of look, but really it's, if you're doing this as well, or if you ever want to try it, then really it's just a preference thing. But basically now, how's it gonna work is you don't tie it off, which is freaky. So I cut a very long string until the very end, but you don't have to. So just take the end, the part that's sticking out from the bottom, just take it, cut it. You should probably have quite a bit left if you're using a kit, or even if you're just using normal, and then just pull the hook off. And there, we've got the string hanging down because I'm paranoid and I think it's all gonna come out, even though it's not. I've been assured multiple times that it's not, but whatever. I'm used to things that you can tie off with, but whatever. And I understand that I wouldn't do anything with punch embroidery since I'm literally punching holes into it, but whatever. So now we're going to hook on our next color, which is this blue color, and this is going to be the actual flowers for that blue color. So we're just going to hook that on and rethread it. So pull it through, where is it? There we go. And then back hole, we're going to push it through and push it through. And yeah, so this is actually really easy because you don't need to tie off. When you're changing colors, you just cut the string and you tie off, or you don't tie off and you just change to the next color. I'd honestly say that punch embroidery, I have grown up in a pretty crafty family, and so even though I just learned how to do punch embroidery, and I'm like, I would not absolutely a newbie to it. I'd say it's a lot easier than maybe other things, especially with regular embroidery. I've got a piece of embroidery back there. That one has all kinds of funky tricks, but yeah, I really like punch embroidery. It's a good thing just to sit in front of, you know, maybe just to sit outside do. You don't even really need to pay a whole ton of attention to it. You just kind of do it and you can think and just kind of hang out while you're doing it. I don't know. It's a good pastime in my opinion. But yeah, and so now we're just going to go through. And now with something like this, how you do things that aren't just like a straight line like the stem was, is you go around the outside and then you just circle inwards. And yeah, if you ever want, really, you can kind of go out of the lines a little bit if you think you'll like the look more, if you want it thicker or whatever. But yeah, so we're going to start with blue, and then after that the only color we have left is like this yellow gold color, and that'll be punch embroidery. For the first blog video I want to do something a little bit smaller. In the future there might be some longer episodes, but I figured that this one was just a good quick introductory one. Yeah. So that one went a lot better than the one before. But here it is. Here, let me figure out the string here. Let me cut it, then I can show you. This does go pretty fast, though. Okay. So, this is the first one I did, and it's looking kind of janky, but that's okay. And then there's the second one. It's a little bit more defined, still pretty janky, and that's okay. But yeah, I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Like, these are just flowers, I think? I don't know what type of flowers. Maybe that shall be my next thing, gardening, because I have no clue what my plants are. I've grown up in suburbia my whole life, and we are a very outdoorsy family. National parks, hiking. My brother, he backpacks Catalina every year. Very outdoorsy. But while in the outdoors, instead of like identifying and like learning about the different plants, we just stay away from eating plants and things and doing stuff like that. And so maybe I'll start learning. And maybe that can be my next thing, gardening. Who knows? But anyways, now for the last and final part, we're going to go through and we're basically, everywhere that's white, we're going to go through and punch in with the gold. This will also help to define these a bit more, because right now they're just all splayed out everywhere, and if I can get them kind of a bit more pushed in using the white, maybe they'll look more flowery. Here's the back, front, and yeah, and then this will be the final step. And after this, we'll just shorten the strings and, I don't know, put it up maybe with my normal embroidery piece. There's a punch embroidery piece up there too on top of the black and wooden sign that my mom actually did, which is punch embroidery. And then the thing beneath the egg-shaped thing is actual embroidery. Not actual, it's like normal embroidery. This is actual never mind. So I just finished. Doesn't look like flowers, but I've accepted that as okay. There are some little bumps and like miss things that I'm going to go through and fix right now. But with what is a good question. This. Got a ton of random stuff on around my room. Alright, so I'm just gonna like knead. There's like colors like that little dog blue. I'm just gonna kind of knead that in and maybe cover it with the yellow so it's less noticeable. There, gone. There's little like toffee floofs that came out there. You can see the toffee floofs. Honestly, though, I'm happy with it. For my second time doing a punch embroidery, and this is honestly, the pumpkin was so much easier. This was a lot harder than the pumpkin. Why do I have this? I'm trying this out. So now basically we're just gonna cut off all these stringy things, all these necklaces. It's a mess on the back. That's okay. So it's just okay, last one. Ta-da! It looks funky, but I like it. Where am I gonna put it? I'm losing space to set things, people. Let me see if I can get it on the other side. Perfect. And it doesn't cover the picture. So now there's the 2 punch embroideries. Oh yeah, this was really cool. And now I've got all this extra yarn laying about. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, this was a really cool project. I like punch embroidery. I did like doing the pumpkin one better. That was last weekend. I didn't know I was gonna be starting to blog then. Starting to blog then, so I did not have that one recorded. But this one was a lot of fun too. Yeah, it was really nice. It was almost like stress relieving. You know, like how stress balls and things, you gotta use your hands and you, like there's some force with it. It was kind of like that. It's literally punch embroidery. So whenever you get angry or stressed out, you're like, I'm gonna punch something. Or whatever, I don't know what however. But, punch embroidery. It works. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this is nice. Works like a stress ball. But yeah, I really like that. I could find myself doing that more often. Just kind of sitting and thinking. I thought about a lot. I don't know with the time lapse if you would have been able to see it, but I was like mouthing to myself, thoughts to myself. But yeah, so I highly recommend trying it. Again, where I got the kit from was Plum Diddle Handmade. I don't know. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool people. Yeah, so thank you, and